it appears that Pat Robertson has finally accepted a slight measure of reality. Take a look.
And I think we're going to see a President Biden, and I also think we'll be seeing a President Kamala Harris not too long after the inauguration of President Biden. With all his talent and the ability to raise money and draw large crowds, the president still lives in an alternate reality. He really does. People say, well, he lies about this, that, and the other, but no, he isn't lying. To him, that's the truth.
That is really important. He's not lying because to him, it's the truth. He basically just admitted that Trump believes, again, lives in his own reality. You just mentioned that. And that he believes his lies. He's what have I been saying? He's getting high in his own supply. He's huffing that copium. Like, oh, they're going to overturn the election any day now. Oh, that's what they're going to do. And I'm going to become president for the next 4 years. I'm going to be very, very rich and powerful. Even Pat Robertson sees it. And look, here's the weird thing about this. And look, Pat Robertson's been wrong a lot. We know this, okay? Didn't he just make a prediction like a couple months ago, before the election, that Trump was going to win in 4 years, and then we were going to get wiped out by an asteroid? And so, yeah, he's off by a lot. But in this case, broken clocks. And this guy is about the most broken kind of clock we've ever seen. It's amazing that he's still even around here. It's crazy. It's crazy. He's been around for a long time. Yes. All right. But anyway, I just figured that I would point that little thing out because I think it's really funny how even someone like Pat Robertson is openly saying, yeah, the guy lives in an alternate reality. It's not, what he's saying isn't necessarily real. But at the same time, his audience is also ancient, like him, and voted for Donald Trump. So he's going to come out and he's going to say, of course, like, well, I mean, the stuff that he was saying is like, he believes it. And it's kind of true. But at the same time, the guy needs to go. He's not doing himself any favors. He's not doing us any favors as a movement. In fact, I'm just going to let him explain.
He had the biggest crowd on Inauguration Day. He had more people than ever. He was the most popular people. He saved NBC, but with The Apprentice, you go down the line of things that really aren't true, and people kept pointing to them. But because they loved him so much, and he was so strong for the evangelicals were with him all the way. But there was something about him that was good, that God placed him in that office for the time. He's done a marvelous job for the economy. But at the same time, he is very erratic, and he's fired people, and he's fought people, and he's insulted people, and it keeps going down the line. So it's a mixed bag. And I think it would be well to say, you've had your day, and it's time to move on.
I love these comments here. He looks like he died in 2007 and no one had the guts to break the news to him. That comment. It's winning. That's a winning comment. All right, so Uncle Pat, why would you make such a good point? I mean, why would you do such things? Weirdly enough, again, okay, Pat Robertson, I don't know why, but he's like, I think of him as like this weird, racist, horrible person of a grandpa. Like, oh, grandpa, why would you say such terrible things? Come on, let's go get your Jell-O. But also when he says something right, it's like, oh, good for him. What a great job. I know I shouldn't think of him like that. But factually here, okay. This shows how conservative leaders, I think, are really trying to distance themselves from Donald Trump because he's an embarrassment. Like, there's something wrong with this guy. There's something wrong with him. Problem is, too many Republicans still love Donald Trump. And this might be the effort to disentangle the base from the sinking ship. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if it's going to be effective. A lot of people are tied to that ship. And they're like, they don't even know the boat's sinking at this point. They're just like, they're, you know, rearranging deck chairs anyway. And so I don't know, 90% approval among the Republican Party. And over half of them still don't accept the fact that Biden won the election, despite all the evidence. And so I don't know. But again, as I mentioned, he's got that ancient audience of Trump voters. And so I think this is one way that he is a quote unquote leader of the evangelical movement, is trying to slowly, very gently move them away from Donald Trump. And into accepting some sort of reality, and so, I'm not giving Pat Robertson credit for that, for you know, actually accepting the reality and trying to do that. He is trying to save his movement, the conservative movement, from absolutely cratering, and I just don't. I actually hope he's kind of not successful, because really the world, the U.S. would be better off if the Republican Party splintered, broke apart, and became politically irrelevant. That's not to say conservatives wouldn't be represented. Actually, you know, with good progressive / what are actually centrist policies of like Medicare for all and things like that, well then conservatives would benefit too. We would, in essence, drag them kicking and screaming into a better world. And I'm okay with this. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.